Humm, baby.
Enjoy this great game.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Humm Baby Baseball channel. This is Eric, and today we're going to talk a little bit about Stephen A. Smith and his reaction to the latest news regarding the Red Sox and how there was only that loss of a second-round draft pick, not a ton of suspensions, and even when you go back to the Astros, there wasn't any suspensions for players. Players got immunity, and he had some interesting takes on that, basically saying that MLB did not punish players for cheating because there aren't enough black players in the league. That's a first that I've heard that. And we're going to take a listen to what he had to say. So we give him his fair look and listen to him and take a listen. We'll look into some of the reactions. I'll give my own personal opinion, and I want to hear your thoughts on it because maybe I'm wrong and don't know what I'm talking about. When I first heard that, I said, what? I mean, I did not put any correlation at all. I did not think it had anything to do with that, and I don't think it has anything to do with that, but we're going to listen to him anyway. I want to get your thoughts down below. Let's take a listen to what Stephen A. Smith had to say.
If this were the NBA, or it had the same populace as the NBA, or the same black populace as the NFL, you trying to tell me we're supposed to sit here and believe that no player would have been punished, that all players would have been granted immunity? This is the problem. It's the year 2020, and we still see the disparity, the discrepancy that exists. If you're a black person out there, because I am a black man, and obviously I speak to a lot of black people, I'm here to tell you something right now. We feel this is some BS. We feel that if this was a multitude, if the league was a majority black league, there's no way in hell that players would have been granted immunity. That's the discrepancy that's involved. We watch players in we watch players in the National Football League and in the NBA get disciplined all the damn time, okay? And never does it involve something as heinous as cheating and possibly cheating by winning a World Series in the process like the Houston Astros did a few years ago. Nevertheless, not a single player is punished. It's bogus. It's some BS. And I'm going to say it loud and clear. If Major League Baseball was a majority black league, there's no way in hell these players would have received immunity. That's what makes this look so bad, and it's exactly why baseball struggles to elevate itself and ingratiate itself in the mind's eye of a younger generation on the come up. Their audience, their fan base is older than any other sports league right now. This is one of the reasons why, because every time you turn around, they give you the impression that somehow, some way, if we could rewind the clock, we would. That's how it appears. I'm not accusing individuals of feeling that way, but I'm just talking about the veneer, the look of the league in terms of what they do sometimes. It gives you that impression, and that's a damn shame.
Damn. So he said that those that get punished in the NFL and NBA, they have never done anything nearly as bad as the cheating scandal for the Astros that the players participated in. Obviously, there's been guys who beat the hell out of women and been caught on camera with it. I'd say that is worse. No, it's not directly related to the sport. So give him, maybe that's what he's talking about. But as far as just an act, I'd say that's 10 times, a million times worse. Are you kidding me? We live in a kind of weird time because, and on the one hand, we pretty much are almost past the times of the past where all this racism is out there and, you know, sexism and all this and people judging people based on color of the skin, based on gender, based on sexual orientation and all that stuff. That we should be getting through that. We should be getting to a time where that's extremely rare and hopefully someday pretty much non-existent. Okay, that's what we want. And we're doing a good job of getting through that time because people are being raised now not to think that way. And that's excellent. But we also live in a time where everybody wants to call everyone else these things. Everybody's racist. Everybody's sexist. Everybody's transphobic. Everybody's Islamophobic. Everybody's this, ist, ast, wast, mast. What the hell is going on? Even yesterday, they were trying to cancel an actor, Adam Driver, who plays in the new Star Wars movies as Kylo Ren. They wanted to cancel Adam Driver because he joined the military after 9/11. Therefore, he must be Islamophobic. Yes, that's where we're at. Guess who else joined the military after 9/11? Whoops. So this thing happens with the Astros and the Red Sox, and just to go straight to race. Like, that's what people do nowadays. They go straight to race, straight to sexual orientation, straight to gender. Like, that's the first thing people think about, a lot of people. And it's like, what? There's I don't think there's anything there. The reason the players weren't suspended is because it was negotiated beforehand. Players weren't going to get suspended, negotiated by Tony Clark, the leader of the Major League Baseball Players Association, because he wanted to make sure that his players and protecting his players, that they couldn't get punished for something that management needs to make sure is not going on. Number one. Number two, Manfred decided not to punish players because he wanted to use them as witnesses and be able to get their stories and be able to get more information from them to know what was going on exactly, so that he could punish the management. So he gave the players immunity so that he can get those statements. That is why the players weren't punished. They got immunity. All players got immunity. Didn't matter what color you were, okay? All players got immunity. And all managers got in trouble. Didn't matter. Including AJ Hinch. Yeah, white dude, it doesn't matter. Race doesn't matter. That's what I'm saying. That's the point. Carlos Beltran got fired by the Mets. Alex Cora got fired by the Red Sox. They are not white, last I checked. Yeah, they're not black. Sorry about that there's not as many black people as we would like there to be in Major League Baseball right now. Part of that is because black players, young black players, and young black athletes are rather going to the NFL and NBA because they can go straight there. They don't have to go through this minor league system and get paid minimum wage, less than minimum wage, and struggle through that. And they're like, you know what? This is a faster path. Go straight to the top and make a ton of money. It's not a stupid choice. It's a pretty smart choice. Unless you really love baseball, I can see why a lot of those young athletes are going to say, hey, let's go straight to basketball. Let's go straight to football. But there are still black athletes and black Major League Baseball players, because there's actually Major League Baseball players from almost every corner of the globe. Major League Baseball is actually the most diverse sport there is. They have a higher percentage of overall players born outside of the United States, and they are born from all over the globe. There are players from Mexico. There are players from Cuba. There are players from the Dominican. There are players from Japan. There are players from Canada. There are players from Korea. There are players from all over. Of course, I missed a lot of places because there's no way I can say them all, because there are players in Major League Baseball and in professional baseball from all around the world. Major League Baseball is a very diverse sport. It's a good thing. They offer anybody who has a talent to play, but that's pretty much every sport.
If there was a awesome quarterback who was green, who came from Mars, and he was good enough to help the Patriots win a Super Bowl, he'd be on that team.
So I'm not trying to brag and say baseball is just the great spot. What I am saying is what Stephen A is acting like is like baseball is just some kind of all-white sport, like it's not diverse and it wants things to be like it was 100 years ago. We want slavery back. I mean, the guy's freaking talking crazy. It has nothing to do with it. This punishment has nothing to do with that. That never crossed anyone's mind. And the leader of the MLPA who pushed for players not getting punished, the guy who pushed for this is black, Stephen A. The guy that pushed for players not being punished. The leader of the MLBPA. So here's a tweet here. Stephen A just said MLB didn't punish players for cheating because there aren't enough black players in the league. This is the video we watched. Let's just take a look at some of the comments here, just out of curiosity. And the first time I'm checking this out. Quarantined Miss Tater. Yeah, MLB is diverse as hell. Like, with all due respect to Steven, I'm proud to be an MLB fan, knowing so many different players from so many different places come to play. It's not an issue at all. Hispanic men got off with immunity. Exactly, Altuve. Like, what? I love Stephen A. Tend to agree with him or not, but he pulls the race card too much. It's annoying. Not everything is racially motivated. That's what I'm saying. I just wish he wouldn't speak on a sport he has no idea about. Actually, they never talk about baseball. That's a big problem with his show. They never talk about baseball unless it's something completely unrelated to baseball. Like this, he struggles talking about football too. He should stick to NBA. With all due respect, that's the stupidest thing I've heard. I don't care if players are white, yellow, or pink, or purple polka dots. There should have been sanctions by this piece of crap commissioner. I don't believe it's a race issue at all. Yeah, it's not a race issue, man. I think Stephen A. Smith tore something how much he had to stretch on this one. Yeah, it's a big stretch. It's a big stretch. There's no correlation. It's true that MLB does not have as many black players. This has nothing to do with the cheating. Let me know what you guys think below. Luckily, this is not something I touch on a ton because it doesn't come into baseball a lot, which is awesome. That's the thing I love about it. There's not a whole lot of this stuff going on. It was for a while back in the day. Remember, ESPN was really going totally woke. ESPN was out of control for a while. but they have calmed down, come back to earth, starting to realize we don't care about that stuff. We don't care about politics as much. We don't care about identity politics. We don't care about who's, representation, all that. We just want to watch some baseball, and the best players are going to be as part of baseball, and the best coaches and the best managers, and that's what we want. And if they happen to be whatever color, that's what they are. Whatever gender, that's what they are. Gay, straight, who cares what they do at home in their private life? Nobody cares. We want some baseball. So stop talking about that stuff. Stop making everything about race and everything else, because that's not what it's about. That's not what this is about, in my opinion. Let me know what you think below. Have a fantastic day. This is Eric with Humm Baby Baseball. If you enjoyed the video, click that like button, click that thumbs up button. Check out my Patreon page, link in the description below. Starting at $1 a month would help me out greatly, unless you're struggling like me, because we ain't got no jobs, we ain't got no baseball, and we ain't got shit to do. See ya!
When the Giants come to town.